So yeah. Um, if anyone has like a copy of, or like a downloaded copy of Swing for the Fences, that'd be great. I don't know why, but they're stuck in my head for the past, like, I don't know, like 3 months. So I really want to listen to their music. I don't know, because I think it's kind of cool. And so I always sing their songs. The 5 seconds of it I know. But we had time. So yeah, I wrote stuff down this time. That's a notebook of Adventure Time from Jake and from Adventure Time. It's pretty awesome. I got it at Walmart here for like 15 pesos. So it's pretty awesome. But yeah. So what my talk about is I'm actually trying to be like under 5 minutes today. It's pretty awesome. Um, so one of my kids, his name is Brandon, not my brother Brandon, but you know, one of the kids. His mom was really sick, and I went over there on Thursday after a cellular for the teens to pray with her. Um, really, to be honest, with what happened was one of the kids' moms, Octavio's mom, um, who it's not like I don't get along with her, but she always has something to say, and she's always like, saying stuff about everybody, and it's just gossiping, and it's just like, really, can you stop? And it has to tell me too. And it's just like, and then she goes on with her stuff about how her kids aren't perfect, but how this and that, how because her kids are don't really act, they don't really act great at all, but and everything, and then she goes on saying stuff about how every other kid is bad, and that and how that my kids are bad, and I'm just like, okay, well you don't know anything. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so she had sent one of her sons come over to tell me the same Alan, Octavio Alan and Daphne are the kids, but Alan came with the youngest one and said during so I asked me, he's like, can you come and even though Brandon was at my cellular at that time, at the house cellular, I'm sorry guys, English, small group, sorry guys, sorry, got a cough. Still, please pray for me because it really is annoying. I think I said in the last video, but I'm not getting that video up until today. Which you'll see this video the same day as the other one, maybe, if you actually watch them both, which you probably won't because they're really long. Anyway, probably won't actually watch either of these, but let's see. Hopefully you do, because I'll cry if you don't. But anyway, so, he was at the small group at the same time that Ellen to come to tell me that, to come pray for some lady, which was his mom, but he didn't tell me that. So and we want to do a prayer. And I'm like, okay, for what? And he's like, well, can you guys come with me? And I'm like, I can't come right now. I'm kind of here with these kids doing small group right now, and I have to drive like half of them home, and so I can't just leave them here because I don't know where we're going. And he's like, well, can you just come really quick? It's like, I can't come really quick. I probably won't be for another like 20 minutes. And so finally, the thing when it was over, I took all the kids back to the house, and then went over there to find out. And when I got back, I found out that was Brandon's mom, because Brandon was waiting there for me at the house, here at the house. And he asked me, like, are you going? Are you going with me? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'll go with you. So we went to his house, and I went to the prayer with his mom. There was, I'm sorry, talking Spanish, sorry guys. There was, Alan's mom, the lady that I was talking about with Alan there and her husband, and another lady that used to go to church over here with us, but she doesn't anymore due to some family issues that I'm not going to go into, but she was there too, and so Brandon's little brother was there as well, and Brandon and I were there. And so then I got there, we went to pray. It's kind of because like I got there, we talked a little bit about what's going on, and she's like, and Alan's mom was like, well, let's go and pray. I'm like, okay. So I went in to pray, and everyone just stands there, and I'm like, and they're looking at me, I'm like, you want me to lead this thing? And they're like, yeah, okay. So I started praying. I prayed in English because I just couldn't find the words to say in Spanish. And so I'm like, I can do this better in English. I'm just gonna do it. So I prayed in English, and I really felt, I really felt God's presence there. I really felt the family. I don't really know if they're Christian or not. I mean, I think they might have been Catholic or something like that. But while I was there praying, like, I could feel something different. Like there was going to be change there. And the way to his house, I was praying. I said, God, please, let your glory be shown here. It's not about me, God, and I don't want it to be about me. Let a miracle be done here, Father God, and let all the glory go out to you. And so I was praying that, and I was praying, God, let your glory shine in this house. And after I was praying, I felt that. I felt that was true, that it was going to happen. And, we had walked after the prayer, and they were still sitting there talking and stuff like that, the people that I mentioned that were there. And then I felt the need to go back in there and say some words to her. I was gonna lay my hand on her and pray for her again, but I wasn't sure because like she couldn't really move because she was so sick and stuff like that. So I didn't really. I went in there. I was gonna lay my hand on her, but I was like, I didn't want them to start praying, but I didn't want them to, because they were kind of watching me too. Like you're like you going back there, like can I go back in there? They're like yeah, sure, it's fine, go ahead. And so I went back in there. And they kind of like just watched me as I went in there, and I was just like, it's like I'm gonna say a few words to her. And so I just told her, that I'm like, hey, I don't know if you can really hear me right now. I know you can't talk really either, but I just want you to know that God's voice will be known here, and He hasn't left you. He never will. And He's gonna be with you and your kids always for you guys. You put your faith in Him and trust in Him. He's gonna make everything better. And I told her that I was talking about her son Brandon. How sometimes does whatever he wants and goes off and does whatever, and says this, says that. But I really can see Brandon has a good heart. When I first met him, it was in the soccer field, and he came there one day with one of the kids I met several days before, and he went there and he was talking to me. He just stood there and talked to me, even though I didn't know Spanish at all. I didn't know any Spanish, but he said he liked talking to me because, well, he just liked talking to me. That's what he said, and I could see he has a good heart, and even though he says a bunch of things to me sometimes and stuff, I can see he's looking for something. He's looking for help, and he comes here sometimes and talks to me, and not about problems or anything like that. I wish the kids would, and, they come and present, then what's up so I can pray with them and everything like that. Alex does that, which is sweet. But anyway, so, but I could see that, he comes here and he answers the questions as best as he can. We talk about small group and stuff like that, and he does a really good job with that, and, I told her that, I can really see that he's trying, and so I told her, I was telling her these things, and I could see she started to move. It wasn't a lot, but she did. And I was like, thank you, God. I pray you're just doing something here right now, Lord Jesus. And, I told Brandon before I left, I said, hey, if there's anything you need, just let me know. Okay? I don't have money, but for anything else, I can help you out with whatever you need. And I left. But I really feel God's you need something there. I still don't know what to do. I haven't heard from them at all since Thursday, so. But at that, I went to Carly's and David's house because their mom's working like nights now, and there's nobody there at the house. And there was some part of me that I was just gonna go by to check it and stuff like that, but I ended up staying there, because well, there was no one. Their uncle's supposed to be watching them, but their uncle doesn't really. He kind of just goes there for a second and then leaves. And I knew when I gave them food at that hour, and so I had to make sure. Well, early on in the day, I went over there and I gave them a little bit of food. That was there because oh, that was Tuesday. Sorry. And then Saturday, no, Friday I did that too. Went over there because no one was there. But which way for me, this cough's really annoying. But I went over there to see how they were, because I knew they were home alone, and they asked me earlier on the day to watch them. I said I can't watch you guys. I have to go, but I'll come back later to check on you guys, okay? And so I went and checked on them, and time for them to go to bed really. And so I was getting ready for bed and stuff like that. I was just about getting ready for bed, and then Mela, the Carlitos and David's sister, like wiped her nose and there was like blood all like she went to wipe her nose and there was blood coming out of her nose and she went like that and wiped blood on her face and I'm like wait, and she's like what, and then there was blood on her face and like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, her nose started bleeding. So that took them like 20 minutes to clean up. Wow, yeah, this is really annoying. And so I finally got all that taken care of, and like by the time they were already in bed, I finally had taken care of all of it. And then when I was there, I was really just about to put them in bed, and I was praying with them and laughing. I prayed with them, which is cool. And then I was gonna pray with them and leave, but then they asked me, "Can you tell us a story?" I was like a bedtime story, and they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." And so then I told them a bedtime story that they asked me to do with Three Little Pigs, and I did it with them because they were not saying they're pigs, but but I told this whole story of Three Little Pigs, and I was doing all animated and stuff like that, and they seemed to enjoy it and stuff like that. They were laughing and stuff, and yeah, then I pray with them and then laugh. But it's just a cool moment, just to be there and just to really help them out, and just to be there for those kids, and it's really just because like usually Mela makes me really annoyed because every time like the brothers come with me, she comes and she like makes her way and she like pushes them out of the way and punches them to, can you hold me? And it's like, that was very rude. It's like, and it just makes me upset that she does it all the time. And then she gets mad when Carlitos comes to me and asks me to hold him, and I do. And then she's like, why don't you hold me? It's like, Because you didn't ask. You were saying you didn't. They're like that day. Kyle asked me to carry him to bed. So okay, so I carried him to bed. And then Mel started crying, and I was like, why? And she's like, because you didn't carry me. And I'm like, well, God just asked me. You didn't ask me. You just walked over here. You know, it's just like, you just walked to your bed. And it's just like, you know, if you want to just ask, okay? It's not a big deal. But, you know, it's like, I think she's like 4 or 3 or something like that. One of the two. So, I mean, I understand. But it's just like, but anyway, in total and everything, it's, you know, it's really adorable. They're all adorable. And, you know, I love them so much. And I'm just, you know, glad that they're a part of my life. I'm glad that I can help them and just be there for them, you know. So, but yeah, so what I was going to say, but I totally forgot about that. But anyway, and one last thing, there's a little adorable thing that happened yesterday, where we were supposed to go to play a tournament game for the little kids. There was a tournament, and apparently I don't think they got enough teams together or something like that. That's what the director told me today of the league, and so what had happened was we went to go find it, and I couldn't find it. And so we had the last place we went to, the soccer field we went to, was like a cement one, and it was all like caged in, so our fenced in and everything, which is sweet. But there was no one there. So I'm like, well, why don't we just stay here and play a game? So we did that. And so I was, you know, reffing it, and they were playing the game. And after we went to go play, and there's a playground there, so we got to play on that. This is what was going wrong. Sorry, guys. It's gonna be shorter than the other one. So we played on that for a little bit, and I was like, we gotta go, because they know I gotta go. And so the kid, like, some of the kids were like, you didn't give them the time, and I'd give them 20 minutes to go play on the game and stuff like that. They're called Juegos, and Juegos game, but that means toys too, or like playground equipment as well in Spanish. But anyways, I gave them like 20 minutes to play on the playground, and they, you know, were sitting there complaining with me, saying, we want to play soccer more. I was like, hey, you guys play soccer, okay, it was for a few minutes, because I want to rest a little bit, please. And so, they had used the whole time fighting about that, and they finally went over to the playground in like 10 minutes maybe. So all of them went back and they were saying, they were like, oh, come on, you're so rude, why you do this, you're so mean, oh. And one of the kids said, you know, if you don't let us go play on the playground, I'm not going to love you anymore, I don't love you anymore. And then Simon runs up out of nowhere and he's like, y'all know, come on, alright, well, you'll see. He was saying that I still love him, and he grabbed my hand, and I was like, oh. So, that was a cute thing that happened yesterday. But then Simon being a brat today, but I'm going to go into that because that's enough. That's enough time for today. Yeah, so, camp's going up still. I say this every video because it's important, because I really need help, and if you guys can help me, please, it'd be so awesome. If you go to danielratz.blogspot.com, I have it in the description below. You can go there and donate, help out these kids. It's not just for them to have fun. It really isn't. It's for them to go to a place where they can be separated from this world, separated from their parents, separated from their houses and from chores and all that stuff, for 3 days to really get intimate with God, and just really just get into Him and just really know who He truly is. When I say intimate, you know, I mean like to really get to know. Okay, not anything stupid. So I really hope. I say that because it's on YouTube, and I don't want people going on and saying stuff, you know, because happen all the time. So that's why I said that. But anyway, because most people who watch this anyway know what I mean when I say that. But I hope. But anyway, so if you can help out with that, you can donate on the side of my blog. On the right side, literally right when the page comes up, you can donate to right there. Dime eso, ya ven aquí arriba. Sí, pues. Please, if you could do that, would be awesome. If you want to donate things, if you know Abigail from church, she does JV Life. If you know her, you can get in contact with her. I'm still looking for things. Certain things in specific I'm looking for is red, green, and blue bandanas. I need 20 of each. So if you guys can donate that, that'd be super sweet. That'd be awesome if you can do that. Sí. ¿Por qué? ¿Alguien está quejando? ¿Alguien está quejando?
¿Qué? No me ha hecho nada.
Por sí, voy a dejar. Yo voy a poner aquí rápido, por favor. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys meet Israel. Because he told me like 3 weeks ago I was doing a video. He's like, I want to be in a video. And I'm like, okay. So he's coming right now, hopefully. We're playing video games. So this video is going to be a little bit long, as you can already tell. It's already 15 minutes. I was planning at 13, but you know me. I'm really mad because I wanted this video to be short, and it's not. And all you guys are going to be like, why are we so long all the time? And I'm like, I just got to talk a lot, you know? So that's not a problem. Ven. Y me dijiste otra vez que quisiste hacer un video, ¿sí o no? Sí. Sí, la otra vez. A ver, tienes que venir tu boca. Ven para acá, tú. Ven para acá.
No
Ven
sé
para
nada
acá.
de inglés.
¿Ah?
No sé nada de inglés.
¿Está bien? Puedes decir en español y yo voy a traducir. ¿Qué quieres decir? A todas las personas de Estados Unidos.
No sé,
Yes, no.
no, pues no sé cómo decir en inglés, pero ¿cuántas cosas se saben en inglés? Si me prestas tu intento.
Ahorita no. Tú dijiste que ese es en el video, por eso.
Pero ahorita cuando acabemos.
Ahorita yo voy a hacer el video, ahorita.
Ah,
Por
pero cuando
eso.
acabe el video.
Bueno, el video va a... ¿Tú quieres estar en el video cuando el video sea terminado?
No sé.
Eso no tiene sentido. So he said pretty much that he's like, I don't
Oh,
say it
what?
in English, and I'm like, well, you don't have to, I can translate for you.
No sé
He's like,
what?
well, I don't know what I could say in English, but
Ahora no.
can you lend me your intensive support?
Yes.
That's what he said. That's what he told me.
No
And I'm
mandes
like,
eso.
No.
Y no, y es en inglés no.
And so,
How
yeah.
are you?
So that is
No
what
mandes
I'm
eso.
teaching him.
Computer.
But yeah, so but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then he tells me, well, I don't want to be in the video. When the video's over, then I'll be in the video.
¿Ya
No,
nos
it
podemos
doesn't make
ir,
any
Daniel?
sense. Tú no tenías que venir.
Para jugar.
Solo fue Israel venir porque ella me dijo el otro día que es el video.
Oh, sí, ya me acordé.
Por eso. Por eso, niño. Por eso. Tú también, niño. Tú también.
No duele.
Yo estuve intentando lastimarte. But that's it. It's really long. It's been 17 minutes. I'm going. Bye. See you later. Peace.